Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. 2 years ago, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel. How old is Kevin now? So to solve this problem, I'm going to be using a chart. So if you want to solve this, you can just set up a 2 by 2 2-column chart. 4 boxes to be a little bit more specific. And we can base our chart, or I should say, on the top of our chart, we're going to want to write age now. And on the top, we always want to write the 2 times we're given. So age now, because we can see that we're asked how old is Kevin now. So we clearly need an age now column at the top of our chart. And then we're also given a time of 2 years ago. So the second column of our chart is going to be 2 years ago. So remember, across the top, it's just the 2 times that we're given. And in this case, that's age now, or our present time, and then age 2 years ago. And then across the side, we're just going to put our people that are involved, and Daniel. We're just going to put Kevin. It doesn't matter who you put first. I'm just going to put Kevin first, and then Daniel, but it does not matter. Now let's read the problem through. Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. So for their ages now, we don't know their actual ages now in terms of like numbers, but we do know that Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. So if we call Daniel's age X, Kevin's age is going to be 3 more than Daniel's age, or X plus 3. Now let's go to our 2 years ago column. Well, if Kevin now is X plus 3, his age 2 years ago is going to be X plus 3 minus 2. And X plus 3 minus 2 simplifies to X plus 1. So we're going to put X plus 1. Daniel's age 2 years ago is just going to be X minus 2. X minus 2. So now we have all our information in our chart filled out. Now we just have to set up our equation. So take a look back at the original problem. It says 2 years ago, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel. So this 2 years ago right here, I'm just going to circle it just so you can see it. This 2 years ago right here tells us that we're going to be using our 2 years ago column in our chart. Because it actually tells us 2 years ago, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel. So this is the information that we're going to be using to set up our equation. Our 2 years ago column in our chart, because it says 2 years ago. Now, we know 2 years ago, Kevin was, now what was Kevin's age 2 years ago? Well, his age 2 years ago is X plus 1. So X plus 1 was means equals 4 times as old as Daniel. So 2 years ago, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel's age, which is X minus 2. So now we have our equation. Now to solve from here, we can just simplify the right side. So we get X plus 1 equals, if we distribute the 4 through both terms, we get 4X minus 8. Now we can subtract 4X from both sides. I should have subtracted X from, it's all right. So we get negative 3X plus 1 equals negative 8. Now just subtract 1. We get negative 3X equals negative 9. Now just divide both sides by 3, and we get X equals 3. Now what does X represent? Well, in our age now column, we know that Kevin is going to be X plus 3. And since we've already determined what Kevin's age is, what X is, we can just substitute that in for X and for Kevin's age now, which is 3 plus 3, or 6. Now, I should actually write this in a sentence. Kevin is 6. And Daniel's age, although we're not told to solve for Daniel's age is going to be 3. Now, it's a good idea with these problems just to check if it makes sense. Read the problem over. Kevin is 3 years older than Daniel. Well, is 6 3 more than 3? Yes, it is. So that part checks. 2 years ago, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel. Well, 2 years ago, Kevin was 2, so subtract 2 from Kevin, you get 4. Subtract 2 from Daniel, you get 1. Yes, Kevin was 4 times as old as Daniel when Daniel was 1 year old. So, yes, all our information does make sense.